Hello, everyone. Welcome back. If you're waiting, thank you. If not, then meh. I just heard the sound of someone chatting. Is the chat going slow or something? What's going on? You gave me that chat sound. Where is it? Does that mean that a blocked user is trying to chat? Alright, so hey, would you say that that was a pretty good discussion then?
Yeah.
That was really good information from...
You asked a lot of good questions.
Yeah. And like I said, the reason why he was kind of selling things that way was because of his placement on the track. You get what I'm saying? So we weren't talking about anything having to do with the current account in terms of like, you know, technical support and making sure that the customer is fed. You know what I mean? It was a discussion about cancellation. So that's why on that track, they'll kind of do anything they can to keep you. And so the information might change if we go back up the track. You get what I'm saying?
Will be increased.
Yeah. So, well, that's why I just want to double check between both departments to make sure that the information matches. I'm not saying it's either of their fault. Every department's told something different sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's just how it works. So I'll sort that for you. Okay? You're welcome, Mom. I'll see you after. Alright, cool. I gotta make sure I finish up making my lunch. I gotta finish making lunch. Just FYI. I went overtime with something. Phone call. I had to deal with a phone call. Ultimately, what that phone call was about, and what I'm discussing with my mom as of recent, is upgrading the network to make sure that we don't have any network issues. We haven't had too many network connectivity issues lately. I'm also making sure that it isn't. I'm trying to find the bottlenecks for encoding versus networking, because those are two different things. And changing your internet service, upgrading it, isn't going to fix any bottleneck that has to do with your hardware or software. So figuring out that ultimately is going to help me make the best decision that I can make. Today has been kind of a tough Monday for me, bro. Without getting too into the game, I don't know, today feels kind of off. It's probably having to do with Facebook. It has to do with Facebook. Waiting for my lunch. Music game. Enjoy the background. Just for the time being. Horizons network. It's going on and off. I think that's why. Actually, yeah. Let's free up space on my phone. Many audio and video recordings. A lot of them useless. You know, you expect something to happen and then nothing happens. Kind of situations like that, you know. Stream health is excellent. One viewer viewed for 45 seconds. Probably wondering what the heck is even going on. What is he even doing? Nothing. He's doing nothing? Why? I do want to make a note here about regrets and what usually causes someone to do things that they regret. Usually it's because they've made a decision that has many outcomes. And this person who makes that type of decision, they want only particular outcomes. And that's why you have to be, why that person has to be careful. That person has to be very careful about whether or not they continue the train, you know, in one direction. The proverbial, or, you know, the train in question here being like a train of action, queued up actions. You have to know when to hit the brakes, when to say stop. You have to know when. And pushing that energy onto someone else, especially if you're victimizing that person, framing that person, saying they're the ones who are doing that, it can be very damaging to a healthy human being's life. And I have lived through that, and I don't want to live through that again. You stop and sit right there, train. Alright, I'm making ramen, but... Okay. Make ramen, burger. I wanna be a cowboy, baby. One of the main points that I wanted to make too is this. Do not speak for my mom, because that is another thing that you might manage to do, is you create more regrets for her in her own life. Her advisors already lost that fight, for example, with plenty of different things. Don't force her to think that what you believe is the solution is the solution. That's why I ask her a lot of questions, and I don't force. She gets tired of all the questions. She gets tired of that. She does. But, I mean, hey, it's better than me telling her what to do, and then if she doesn't do it, consequencing her in some way. Asking a lot of questions, even in a pushy way, is still keeping the door open for her to select. And if she doesn't want to do it, then there are plenty of other choices and avenues, plenty of other different outcomes that can be sought. Alright, now where were we? Tasks, right? 1. Complete 3 rows of research. So, what do we got here? How many did I count before? 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to say 5? 5 of them? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 rows. So 1. We're almost done with 2 rows of research. Now, set up train stops properly, perfect, and optimize railways. And let's add a priority here. Make sure that the audio sounds correct. Sorry about that. I had it changed to a different mode. Should be better now. Testing, testing, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. There are fewer buttons to have to press in this game than the Dyson Sphere program, but it feels like it's like the opposite expectation. Like you would say, I feel like Factorio needs more buttons to press or something. Today I shan't expect there to be more than like 1 or 2 viewers, I guess. Mondays, it's the heart. The heart has to heal. And if my viewers are mainly people who have been stalking me or gang stalking me, it's understandable why there are zero viewers at this time instead of usually the amount that continuously jumps on and says, "Oh my god, he's online." So sometimes it is better to just be alone than to be followed by gang stalkers. What happened here? Something isn't being produced. Steel. And it's because of the plates. So what I'm going to do then is I need a place for those plates to go. Those plates are going into there. I need to figure out where the source of all of these is coming from. From here. There it is. Something like that. So the problem should be resolved now. It could be that my gang stalkers were actually police off duty. They get pretty dark, and then when I get dark, it begins to affect them. They say, fine, whatever. I'm just reading my heart. It could be that the law wants to figure out what it is about me that they just can't. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I never had these feelings of issues with the law until sometime around the time that I moved over to Texas. So it's possible there's a mixture of heart. It's a mixture of heart. So research is ongoing. It's good. There's the train at this time. Red Pond. What's it doing? Already has full cargo. Or it already... Okay. It has too many... something, right? It's got to empty the walls out somewhere. Figure out what else. Mom could be upset at something, but she's not mad at me. She's mad at something or somebody. Could be that the church people really are hating me right now. That my mom decided to not go to the church. And they're blaming me, and they want me to feel punished. It could be bad-mouthing me. That isn't a church. I'd say it's something like a rat colony, but knowing my own goodness, I mean,
You would probably say, "Oh, you too? You're one of those?" Like, I'm not really a rat, but I'm not bad. So, however you label things over there, however things get separated over there, I don't know. I don't have issues like that. So, anyways, what is it that I need from? What is it that I'm currently needing to do? Take some walls, right? Should also make a limit for how many walls are placed in here, so that means I need green wire to be connected to these. That means this should disable when there is greater than or equal to a certain amount of, what's it called? What is it that's getting walls? Greater than... no, I don't want to do that. So instead of that, it has to be like an either or something. Okay, I need one of these special machines. I'm gonna switch the train to manual mode. Cider combinator. So the conditions are walls greater than or equal to, let's say 1,000. Then output 1. We'll have it control the filter. One deny signal. No, output signal gray. Say a gray signal. So if it's a gray signal, disconnect the arm from that arm and connect this arm to this. So this, when enabled, or enable and disable if signal gray. No, that's not it. I want it to say, like, turn the filter on. Turn the filter on. select the combinator, mode of operation, count the inputs. Or stack size, or... to say something different. This still isn't the right one. Someone's sad. Someone's sad, feels like crying. This is a simple way of outputting a signal. I wanted to say, like, something if this, then change the filter. If this, then so set the filters based on the signals from the circuit network. So use filter. Okay, what I want for the filter to be is military science packs. How do I... set constant to 1. It's equal to 1, then set the filter. So if the gray filter is equal to 1, then the output the military science pack. Save that input count. Let's see if we can make it do the right thing. This is deciding based on... Okay, so it's more than 1K, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. There's a lot of wall. There's a lot of wall. So now it should be activating, but it isn't. So let's press this isn't reading that. Retrain contents, so that's on the circuit network. It's less than or equal to 1K. Should set the filter so it's equal to 1. So if the signal is equal to 1, then output. No, I don't want it to output the signal. I want it to output something that has to do with the arm. Some kind of machine that I'm using that can set the filters for me. I just have to make sure I hook it up right. Let's check. So it'll set the filters. If gray signal equals 1, it'll set the filter to me. So we want it to be, it's a 0. We'll set the filters. If the wall is less than or equal to, and that means gray signal turns on. So if there aren't enough walls, the gray signal turns on. We want the signal to be something like this. So that equals 1. Okay, there we go. Yeah, got it working. So now it's set. The filter is set, but it isn't moving. One. There we go. Now, what happens if I insert all these balls? It's supposed to unset the filter. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Connected to the chest, and it might work. Might work a little bit better. Just got the filters on. Enable or disable when gray signal equals. So it's detected that less than or equal to. So if less than or equal to 1.0, okay. Gray signal activates. When the gray signal activates, the only output should be military science pack. Take all those away. Okay. We definitely want input for it's a decider. And then that'll make a decision for what's going on with the train. So, with the train, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm reading the train's contents. Welcome back, Mom. My heart is heavy at this time. No, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just the experience overall, how I had to kind of make a touchdown on
society.
Abused hearts. What shall we do with abused hearts? What would I do? What do I do? Supposed to seek help, but then if you're living in a society where the help is also part of the abusing group or circle of people, you're never going to get out of it. Your therapist could just continue to abuse your heart just like that. I mean, in some places in this world, there's really no honor. There's no set jurisdiction for particular victimized people. It's like criminals going to jail, they lose all their rights. But what happens to the people who go into society's scrutinization? It's similar. You lose rights. And it's based on what society thinks. It's not based on a court of law and documentation. It's just based on word of mouth. And losing rights in the meantime, like, no, sir, can you please leave? Sorry, but you're bothering the customers and you're not. You know, things like that. If you don't accept us, then we don't accept you. It's like, we aren't going to give you the wood that you need to build your house without it having termites in it. Well, how come theirs doesn't have termites? Because you're you, okay? So either you work with us or you don't get anything. This isn't the right load game, is it? I'm a wee bit confused at the moment because like Penn and Teller confused. Like, what the heck? For some reason, the input over here appears to have gotten is it switched? So, how did I get it to read the inputs? Disconnect to circuit 65 and not connected to circuit 62. 62. Reconnected, I guess. 62. Now it's connected to circuit 67. Something's not working right. Or it's on its own network because of the decider. That could be what it is. Circuit network 68. It's reading the train contents. This isn't though. There we go. So with the train here, the input signals are hooked up. I know why. I switched it to manual. So we're basically back to the beginning of what it was that I was working on. I mean, same thing. Doesn't really matter. So those outputs are created. The deny signal, that's for those arms there. I'm going to need a different line. Manages this arm there. So that's what I'm going to work on now. So I'll connect this to see what's happening. It's not grabbing to the electrical pole, I think it's grabbing to the tree. Yeah. That's a problem. What? The heck was that about? There we go. Okay, good. Uh-oh. Might as well move these out of the way. It's brutal. I guess they didn't anticipate people would want to keep the trees around, huh? Okay. Alright, this should be an easy solution. So this is going to enable when signal gray is greater than 0. Or disable, right? No, only when the condition is true. So if it's equal to 0, then it will not enable. And I want it to set filters. And the filters are going to be... It's reading from the train. So to fix that problem, I'm going to hook this arm to the storage. And then now it'll set filters. No. It's still not setting filters right. Okay. So that means I need like a decider or an arithmetic. These have to be on like different networks maybe. Okay, so instead of green wire there, I'll red wire it. See if that makes a difference. Sorting operations. Now let's just use a decider. Supposed to use the filters for storage. Conditions. If walls is less than or equal to greater than or equal to 1000, then output condition of the gray signal 1. gray signal 1. So this disables at that point. Let's remove some of these walls and see if it activates. Isn't activating yet. Is it receiving the signal? Output signal, gray signal 1. The whole entire circuit network. So if gray signal equals 0, let's set filters. Wanted to set particular filters. How do I do it? It's currently disabled by a control behavior. Gray signal has to equal 0. No, gray signal has to equal 1. However, the filter isn't set right. This is the tough part. Is knowing how to I need to make a decider probably for this network again. And make it there. So this decider, input signals. If input signals. Conditions. If gray is equal to 1, then output enter science pack input count. Work. There's no way to make it handle the filters, like to set a particular, just there's no way to do it. Not from what I can tell. Maybe a display panel. No. Arithmetic? Arithmetic is the only hope. The only hope left. Right, so it should set the filter then. Right? input will be from here. So gray. If gray is greater than 0, output signal 1. And then does that change the filter? No, it doesn't. Okay. Then I'm just gonna have to filter things this way. can't believe they helped you only to receive that. Let me help. Now let me take some power. Now let me encroach. Eventually, from inches comes miles, and you have to know when. Especially with my mom's influence here. It's like me saying, I can help you with a workstation. Okay, thank you. Okay, now I need this for my workstation. Okay. Now I need this for those things that I was getting for the workstation, and it just keeps going and going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 1400. Is it supposed to be happening? That's why. Wait. Right, remote. And let's go to Hellkith. Let's see how it works. It shouldn't have been set to manual. I don't know why I did that. Okay, it works. It does it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, it works. It's supposed to stop after that. The deny signal is being sent. When the deny signal equals 0, then it's less than 1, let's say. That's probably what it has to be. It has to be less than 1. So let's say less than 1. Place the walls there. This concrete piece there. Or don't need. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 1,000 on the bottom, and then let's remove 3 of these. If less than 1, no, greater than 0. If greater than 0. Actually, we don't even need a filter for that one. We'll just let it do its thing. There, it works now. Mom. A little bit. If I can hear it through my headphones, then it might be. Like, I know that you also like listening to and watching your videos not in that spot. There are so many different spots that are further away from the microphone. You know what I mean? And you just, for some reason, you choose that spot. Well, you want to sit there. Mom, I'm working. I'm working. That's what this is about. I'm working. Tomorrow I don't work the live streams in the morning. Okay? I mean, can you discipline yourself? What did you just say?
I'm fine.
No, what was it you just said?
Yeah, I'm fine.
No, the first thing you said. petty crap is all starting again. Do people not know limits and respect anymore? And plans and agreements, do they not get it? What did I do to other people that would cause their hearts to be that way? Why? What did I do? What agreement did I break? The agreement was made for today, and then I'm getting this. Like, society does this to someone, scrutinizes one particular person. That's the offness about it. It's an exclusive society. Then he's gonna start tracking in mud in here. We're not disconnected nor detached from the community. They already worked their way into my mom's heart. I can actually feel in my heart the festering. And my mom is kind of having a tough time not acting on the festering as well. Like, how come she didn't come to church? He's probably telling her what to do. He's probably, like... Like, I remember when I was playing DSP with my friends, you know, I asked my mom, like, what are you doing? Why are you sitting over there like that, facing the wall? And even my friend said, yeah, she's probably facing the wall. And I asked her that, and she said, because I'm comfortable. Like, that's a comfortable spot. Being at the dining room table is a comfortable spot. And then if we were working together, you know, an agreement made about, like, you're aware that I'm currently working on something, that, like, just stay away from the work zone when there's work going on. Hey, we're gonna be doing some jackhammering on this area here, so it's gonna be pretty loud and we don't want to hurt your ears, so just make sure you stand away from the project area, okay? Okay, yeah, sure. And then, like, right when you begin, nothing's wrong, but then, like, a half hour later, or an hour later, they just walk up to the person jackhammering and they're holding their ears. It's like the opposite with a microphone, but you know what I mean? Like, okay, we're going on the air, alright? Okay. Alright. It's just like, hey, how you going? The commoner actually doesn't really care much about those types of, about the people who are focused on doing their work. They don't say, dude, he's working. You have to be like, a celebrity or something. You have to be like truly a celebrity. Even celebrities aren't getting respect anymore, from what I've noticed. They're not getting the respect that they deserve. Like, nothing's sacred. Nothing is sacred. Even churches aren't sacred. So, it's a problem in this world. What are we gonna do about it? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I have research to do. Flamethrowers. I need more science packs. That's what's going on at this time. What the hell? Oh. It's the smoking bench women, I think, that are causing this current problem. It's all a network, all working together. I know who the top dogs, quote unquote, here are at this building. And there's kind of a divide between top dogs. There's like team manager, and then there's team, the oldies, the veterans that have been here for longer than the new manager. And then there's probably an in-between who is the old manager. And I'm between all of them, but they don't like that I basically expose like a jester. And I say, hey, they are like this, and they are like that, and I felt this way because of them, and I felt that way because of them. They don't like that I expose information like that. It's like they all turn at me all at the same time. So then I can't say anything, and then freedom has died. Oh, come on, freedom hasn't died. You can find something else. Okay. What is it that I'm getting in the way of? That's the question. What am I getting in the way of? Oh, this is what I was working on before. Okay, I was wondering. Like, what? Huh? This is what I was working on before. Okay. So engine's got to get to all the way over there. No. All the extra stuff isn't needed. So they're hurt. They're hurt. That's the bottom line for today. People are experiencing hurt because my mom didn't show up to church. And because one of the aunts saw me outside yesterday when I was nearby my mom, and she probably hates men, and I just, you know, the heart walks past like a little bit of, there you go, how you like that? Haha, you're within my vicinity. I have the power to do that. I didn't do anything to them, so it's just one of those things. It's difficult not to think about. Look at how set back this makes me on my own work. Having to process all of that crap. Because of feelings. It's as simple as feelings. Like, if I didn't feel a goddamn thing about anyone around here, if I didn't get any feelings from my heart from around here, I wouldn't have to process any of this. I don't have to care. They force me to have to care, and it takes away from my freedom. My mom probably feels similar with the live streams, but this is all serving her in a way too. If this only served me, I don't understand why. Like, hello. I wouldn't even be doing this. If I wanted to do things that were strictly selfish, then I wouldn't be here. Good morning, Professor Plunge. Today's mission, well, that's a great question. Today's mission kind of went all over the place. I started with Dyson Sphere Program today. Dyson Sphere Program was affected by real-life circumstances recently. A big change was made recently having to do with something in real life. If you're curious about it, you can actually go back to the other live streams and check out the information that I relayed. Or if you have particular questions you want to ask while I'm here live, you can also ask me those questions now. However, today's mission was just to do more with Dyson Sphere Program and to do more with FACTORIO. And right now I'm doing more with FACTORIO. Dyson Sphere Program ended at about 12 o'clock p.m. today for lunchtime. And I started this stream at about 1:01 p.m. I was in the middle of a phone call, so. And there is a lot of background noise at this time. Actually, interesting that I say that. My mom kind of got a little bit of a scolding from me a moment ago. It's not really a goal anymore to get that to stop, but I guess she's feeling, or she's warning me in a way that there is going to be background noise from the people a little bit more than usual. My mom, I know, is on my team, but sometimes it just feels like she isn't. But really what she's doing is she's demonstrating, in a way, with the rest of the community, whoever we are affected by in the community, she's demonstrating that. So that affected that affected the speed and time efficiency. Kind of the same thing. That affected the speed and time for getting these goals accomplished, and also the interestingness within the game itself. It took a lot of my focus away from the gaming. Dyson Sphere Program, pretty good, but with FACTORIO, I mean, going back over this video, you're going to want to be listening more to me instead of watching the game, because, yeah, just awful. Awful. It's pitiful. I'm looking for where the steel is coming from. The steel is supposed to be hooked up to... Okay, it's hooked up there. I think what I'll do is I'll set the stack size, or override stack size to 1. I'll override the stack size here to 1. Gears are missing, so that's what the problem is. There's gotta be a way to alternate, so... to alternate the items that it picks up. That might require too much wiring, circuitry, and things like that. That's the main problem at this time, is that the gears aren't being picked up and placed where they need to be placed. I think I can fix that. I just have to know where. Here, I think. That'll work. It's just unfortunate that I have the gears going all the way up there when they don't need to be going all the way in that direction, so. Disable iron gear wheels. Enable disable if iron gear wheels are greater than or equal to 10. No, I didn't take a break from criticizing the environment from last night. I was standing outside where my mom was smoking at the smokers' benches. I was standing around waiting for her because, like I said, she didn't go into the church last night. Last night there was just anxiety. There was just an anxiety filling the air. Had I stayed up here in this room, I wouldn't have felt any of that. But I made a lot of remarks on the way that I was made to feel being outside. I don't know if it was really that they meant for me to feel that way, but I went ahead and absorbed what I could, interpreted it, and I said it exactly the way that I could, exactly the way I could word it. And that pissed them off that I was able to word it. I'm not proud of any of that type of situation. I'm not proud of it. I really am not. this has to read all adult content. Yep. Was very much, I suppose we each navigate the world to how we interpret it. I just checked in on one of my factory depots. I had several steel chests full of steel chests, so double figure thousands at the moment. That's a lot of steel chests. Okay, what's your... Ooh. Enable, disable when gears are... No, it's supposed to be less than or equal to. There we go. And this... I could probably make this read... What if I get to that? And then, read if working, control signal A. Set stack size, no. Enable, disable if signal A equals 0. There, I should have just done that the entire, like the first time. Like, that's what I should have been doing. It's crazy. And I'll hook it to that too. Same thing. Signal A. It's equal to 0. Then it enables. Alright, let's see how it works. So it's supposed to be reading that this factory isn't working. Enable, disable, signal A equals 0. Equals less than 2. That's better. Signal. Oh, oops. I didn't do that right, did I? Less than 2. And then this is set at. I accidentally said signal to. thinking about adding on like I should make a decider. Conditions. Signal A is less than 2. Add a condition. See if I can connect this to that. So now it has that as an input. And when okay, good, it's reading all of it. And when steel plate is less than or equal to three. Pipes are less than or equal to 3. And gears, same thing. So now I have to make it output a signal. It'll be signal 3. So now this signal green is greater than 0. And this greater than 0. Output. Center equal to 1. That's better. I should minimize the trash bin, which isn't actually a trash bin. So I'm guessing you're programming the arms let me take what the assemblies need each cycle. For the most part, yes. That's exactly what I was working on. Yes. Give me a sec here. I need to check the latency. Alright, there we go. Now, when you speak, it should be like instant, near instant. Maybe give it like 3 seconds. It's not ultra low latency, it's just low latency, so. See. What if I tricked someone who likes the youngsters too much to like me instead? I have to deal with that for the rest of my life in order to, as a sacrifice. Like, subscribe. The delay wasn't too bad last time I spoke, maybe 15 seconds including return loop, which by today's standards isn't that bad. How was that? How many seconds did that take? Let me know. That should have been around like, what, 3 seconds? 3 to 5 seconds? 5 seconds at the most. About 11 seconds that time. Okay. Not bad, I guess. Make sure you're caught up with the live. My mom just went like this. Like, don't tell me what to do. So my practice right now is being told what to do and making enjoyment out of it instead of saying the same thing. Don't tell me what to do. Well, also, not telling other people what to do because no one wants to be told what to do. Great. Oh, wow. The UK? Big ups, man. Big ups. How are the right-lefts, left-rights, you know, roadways? The human, well, the asphalt conveyor belts, if you will. That requires our individual decision making, yeah? Yeah, Mom? Roadways are conveyor belts that require our individual decision making in order to work. You get what I mean?
Roadways,
Yeah, because if we're all on actual conveyor belts, we'd have no choice. We'd all have to be moving in the same direction, right?
right, but I see what the allegory is like. You can't go the wrong way.
You can. You can. There are some interesting issues with asphalt conveyor belts.
How's that?
Alright, Mom. I love you. Yeah, this morning's energy was terrible, and I do think that it has to do with Facebook. I do think that it has to do with, well, my posts on Facebook that were reactive and responsive to something else that was going on. And that's typically ignored. Typically they look at the, well, I read that, and I didn't like what I read, instead of realizing that it's because of something. So, I mean, you know, like, there are no plates coming out of this god dang thing, man. You guys don't know what you're doing with the plates, and there's a problem with the ore. You know? I hate that. I hate when that happens, you know? Yeah, we call our asphalt conveyor belts public transport. Very public transport. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade. Let's upgrade this area. It's good to have you back, Professor Plunge. I was losing my mind. I was losing my mind. And then you saved me. Whoopsie daisy. A little bit of a power outage. There we go. I definitely gotta check on power. The brain squiggles advised me not to go too high up in the old, you know, high up in the old. I can't even say it. It's so unfair. I want to give people the story. Our production's at about 3/4, maybe a little bit more, so it's about time to increase. Increase. But is that what they mean by that? Don't go up to, I mean, you know, everything's interconnected, but why would I? Why would I go up there? Steam engine's looking a little bit messy. No problem. Yeah, no, I don't want to go up to those levels. Messy rhymes with something. We are displeased. That's all that is. I'm more power grid overhead. That reminds me of Kane. That was a pretty good one, UK. Pretty good one. A real shocker. Sorry, I'm reviewing all levels at this time. I have an increased amount of layers that I'm reviewing to make sure that, I guess, the rest of the week goes well. To make sure what the dispositions are. You see, I almost muted myself with my jacket sleeve, and listen, man, just be classy. Just be classy. Don't be dirt. And yeah, that's what was happening to me earlier today, was at the Dyson Sphere program. I mean, dude, we were literally dying Sphere program at that time because it was just too much. It was too much, man. It was too much. Not too much information. I never review it as too much information unless unless the details are just, I don't know. Unless it's an overflow of unnecessary. Overflow of unnecessary bad. Bad, not good. Bad. Okay. Maintaining my goals here. Sophisticated multi-purpose fuel. Let's go and check out how many of the science packs have been made. It looks like none of them have been made. No? Okay. I thought there was 0% of them. That's a lot of overflow. Yeah, there is a hell of a lot of overflow, and I know what it is. When energy overcomes us, sometimes we want to speak that energy away, out of us, out of our face. Get out of my face! Get out of my face with that ugly energy that I had to absorb by being around your scared areas, your anxiety areas, where you say, I'm the one in control of fear. No, I won't lose power. I will not lose power. I hate hell, dude. I'm not sure if I own Dyson Sphere or if it's in my wish list still, but my calendar is very much taken up by Factorio. Still on my first DLC run, well, a few hundred hours in. Oh, man. You're a champ at the game, then. In the words of Doc, you're a champ. You ever heard of the Doc? Oh, right. I need the thingamajig to show here. Fine. I get it. The unconscious collective says, if you begin loving on another man as a man, if you begin bromancing, that isn't straight. So are we supposed to just all hate each other? Yes, they say. I can see it in my mind. They all smile. Yes! The death of mankind. No, it's the death of mankind who are not progressive. Like, who are you to decide? You know what I mean? Who are you to decide the death of that? Did you even check what else they are good at doing because of those beliefs that they have? Those limited beliefs, but did you even check to decide? I mean, check, not to decide, but did you even check the worth of their beliefs? No, because I assume that they are all guilty of being men. Next topic, please. Yeah, if he's gonna spill their guts, then let's make him spill his guts. Dyson Sphere program from earlier this morning was not the greatest time, probably, for everyone. However, I was able to build my base up pretty good, and I was able to defend it from another Dark Fog swarm, which took out quite a few buildings when I had to visit another planet. I was on a desert planet, collecting titanium ore and trying to figure out what the heck happened to silicon. Why are there engines there? Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense. They want to see you impeached from the government. Who are you? Brain squiggles. Oh my god, surplus of brain squiggles. Thanks for being here, Professor Plunge. Typically, the more people that join, the more brain squiggles I get, and yeah. Alright, I gotta do something about this, this issue where it's not grabbing for... I want it to... Okay, wait. I think I can do this. Maybe this will work. Instead of using a selector combinator, let's say random input, update interval 0. Okay, let's see how this works. What if I say the update interval is 1? No. Random input, update interval 5. No, that doesn't do what I wanted to do. No, that's not going to do that either. I need a decider combinator again. Decider combinator. And let's connect the inserter to it. And let's say it's not what it is either. It isn't a decider. It isn't a decider. Isn't what I wanted to do. Probably should upgrade the arms here as well. fixes that. So this is hooked up to it, the random interval, right? What if... Kinda seems like it's working, but it isn't. Okay, cider combinator. Brings Google. He's not even funny. What am I gonna do? It responds to, let's say it responds to different signal inputs. I don't want it to just enable, disable. I want it to change what it is that it's picking up. Input signals. So, gears, steel plates, and pipes. If greater than 0, then signal. Support. Something that indicates like switching. Let's say stack size. Stack size. And what if I say read hand contents? Signal sent for only 1 tick when the item is picked up. So then I could say the inserter is holding the item. Back, went to war with the biters tonight, sent a lot of heavy ordnance, eviction notices downrange. Gained a fair chunk of landmass during that exchange. Very nice. That is good news indeed. Indubitably. Yeah, the biters in Dyson Sphere program are called basically the dark fog, and they exist in space and on planets. It's pretty crazy. Ooh. Output signal stack size 1. So if stack size 1, then send signal stack size. So stack size equals 1. Output. Yeah. So stack size equals 1. Turn the entity on only when the condition is true. And stack size equals 1. 1 meaning constant. Set the constant. Target full. Ah. Okay. Yeah, there's no way to randomize what it takes out of the chest, from what I can tell. It's frustrating. There is a way to make like a randomizer, but then I'd need like a chunk of land to do that. So I don't want to do that for now. Oh! Did you see that? That was an accident. Oh. Yeah. That isn't gonna work. It isn't going to work! It's like bottom feeder people, I guess. Won't the inserter take from the chest randomly by default, or does it select on a slot by slot basis? I think it's slot by slot. That's what I've noticed anyway. It takes... yeah, that's actually a great idea to mod it. If there is a mod for it, then awesome. Instead of it choosing the stacks, I mean, instead of choosing the slots, it just skims over each one. Like, just one from that slot, one from the next slot, instead of taking from the entire slot one time. But, there's honestly nothing I can really do about that right now. As frustrating as that is. I like to keep one's mouth shut and just commit to action. No, because then what that's going to do is it's going to intoxicate everyone with that same stinging hate and toxic feeling. Something that I even hold my own mother accountable for. I hold my family accountable for feelings like that. Muddying the waters, you could say. I hold myself accountable for that. Like, fine! I don't care that. If I became that type of person, oh god. I'm not sure I would be in trouble. I might actually, people might look at me and they'd start clapping their hands and they'd say, wow, yeah. That's what we like nowadays, yeah. I feel infected with toxic and hate. Thank you. Truth? No, no. No, no, no. Dude, I'm tired as heck today, man. I think it's just today I took kind of an energy hit. An energy hit today. Right, Squiggle says that's the last round. Always someone who's peeping my page, and the only thing that I remember there being round 1, round 2 is the recent GeoGuessr games with my mom. So yeah, there's terroristic threatening inside of someone's brain around here. I feel like a government worker, you know, like one of those secret Mossad agent staring at goats type of guy. I am staring at goats. I am staring at goats. The devil was a goat. Butter toast. Oh, rocket fuel. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Whoever was hit by the round thing was probably the one who dealt out that energy. Versus. Tell her to sit someplace else. I don't need a copycat. I don't need a... Excuse me, ma'am. That's my mom. Oh, not that you liked her. Not that you liked her all that much. Stay off my wave. Stay off my wave. Someone who wants to shove her nose into my works and then basically vampire my energy. I don't know if water's gonna fix the problem, man. I don't know if water's gonna fix that problem. Get back! says the name of the person one time, how important she is to me. How come the men? Doesn't matter about the men. It's fine. Yeah. The beliefs in this, the vicinity of this lot, this area, have all been affected. It's better to stay indoors and away from everyone else than it is to go outside, unless you go to a different lot or a different city. In fact, I would probably recommend going to an entirely different city. Until they fix this up where when you say the truth about the place, then there's some sort of crazy negative consequence. Until they fix that problem, until they fix all the witching and the coven, oh. Like, I never thought about black and white labeling until I walked over to the area outside last night before church began, and then we didn't go to the church. Like, I wasn't even thinking about that kind of labeling at all. Now all of a sudden it's like my brain is just... Someone went like this, and they attached like a module to my brain that's just making it... It's I don't know. It's just they have an illness. They have an illness that is toxic sludge for this kind of game. I might even switch over to a different game in order to get the toxic sludge of my brain out in a more effective way. Like, I might have to switch games to Dead by Daylight. I might switch over to that now. Like, I mean, even the way that I'm speaking right now is just... Not the way that I'm speaking, not the things I've been saying, but like, I mean, I'm kind of tripping up on my words now, and the experience is just, it isn't 100, you know? Let's just say that. The experience is not okie dokie. This is the best that I can do for now, in terms of engine factories and not resetting everything. That should be enough to have created a bunch of science packs. Yeah, that is more than enough. In that area, anyway. In that area, that is more than enough. I need a game that matches the toxic sludge, because at this time, I'm not being FACTORIO worthy. I might just quickly switch up. So, just letting all you viewers know, the two of you that are there, the two PCs or phones that are connected to watching, I might switch up and play Dead by Daylight instead. I need to work out these, the sludge of emotions and just crap that is fallen onto my brain and is not allowing me to think efficiently nor effectively in rational land. I have to be all irrational. I've been looking at your interface. I was wondering if you had all the available buttons in your toolkit. Where your green wires sit, you might have unlocked them yet. No, I haven't unlocked all of them yet. I haven't unlocked everything in this thing yet, I think. Yeah. I have yet to unlock more, and I'd love to work on that more, but no, I'm serious, man. Like, the irrationality from last night, like, it literally, it regressed me. The feeling of having walked outside and absorbed the air, breathed in the air, and allowed that energy around me outside, like, it's not even like that outside every day. For some reason, it was like that yesterday, and it just totally went into my brain, and, like, what the heck? They're calling anyone who's, you know, adversely, quote-unquote, adversely affected, brain-wise. They're calling, I think they're, the group responsible for making the area feel that bad, they're calling anyone adversely affected black. So even if you're, if you are not black and you're affected in an adverse way, you are. It's that feral. The feeling is that it's madness. Madness. And then there, see? Like, no, yeah, everything, see? Look, you are. That's what you are. I'm not shaking my head because no. I'm shaking my head because just... it's a system that doesn't actually work. It's making me highly inefficient in this game. And ineffective, and it's making me feel stupid. It's just meant to segregate and to kill. Fair play, it'll come with progress. Yeah, well, today isn't 100% progress. I made more progress earlier in the day. I'm definitely affected. I'm affected. It isn't a good effect either. You shouldn't want to... you shouldn't be affected. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm affected is because I prefer more progressive routes. You know what I mean? Above black and white. Above the segregation. But you can't think above that when one group wants to divide and conquer, take the power of all. And it's like, why? Why do you need to do that? We live in a really nice state, don't we? Guys? Isn't this a nice city? Hello? Guys? Ugh. Yeah. So when you cross over into feral energies, which is also what they call hell, you know, so we're going through hell right now. Just keep on going. You just got to keep on going until you're out of it. And that hell is not allowed in my mom's apartment room, but we certainly are allowed to walk outside and to go towards wherever that feeling is, wherever that experience is happening. And I unfortunately had to kind of walk onto that tangled web of all that feeling, that sick emotion and anxiety. So yeah, it's a very invasive feeling, and it's been pervading my entire day. And I didn't tell my mom to not go to church. She just decided not to go to church. And look, they're trying to say, see, this is what happens. This is what happens. This is what happens if she doesn't go to our church. It's not church. It's just that church. You know what I mean? New Hope doesn't affect us if she doesn't have New Hope on her phone. New Hope doesn't affect us adversely. It only adds something positive to our lives. They have a positive message. You know, it isn't some sort of cult that says, no, you have to come back. You have to come back. You have to come back. No, it isn't that. It isn't rose red, you know? I meant in the... Professor Plunge 7705 says, I meant in the context of your toolbars, laugh out loud. Yeah, we live in a world amongst a lot of self-proclaimed experts very vocal about their opinions. Sometimes you just need to turn the incoming volume down. Yeah, the incoming volume, here, let me see if I can do that. Oh, it's just a short-haired old lady. Is just ready to, like, if I progress with that, she's standing there in the way, ready to collide. It's a short-haired old lady that likes walking a dog. I don't know what to do about it. That was in my mind's eye. She wants to face me, like, face to face, but she's still kind of scared because she's old. So, I mean, like, what do you want to face me face to face for? I thought you had good values. Because you're a leader of hope for the people that we don't like. I'm not a leader. I mean, maybe I help people feel hope. That's good, right? That makes people happy. Smile on the face. No. No. No, it isn't good. You know why? You know why? It's because it makes them think that they're gonna get what we deserve. We deserve it more than them. I'm shutting the game off. I'm shutting the whole city off, actually. The whole city is just shutting off, dude. Broccoli. That's the name of the save. The name of the save is Broccoli. I'm switching out of this game because I'm basically going to be wasting my time, wasting everyone else's time. Until I get all the irrationalities out. Until I get these bad energies just out of my system. There's no point in playing this game right now. So I'm exiting Factorio world. The people that caused that energy, they ruined my mood. They ruined my Factorio day. They ruined it. Yes, they ruined it. They are responsible for having ruined my Factorio day. They ruined it. Okay. And I'm not an expert. I would never claim myself an expert. I am, however, a master. Just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, so I just quit out of the game. I'm gonna start up the stream again, and this time switching over to Dead by Daylight because I just gotta like do less higher order thinking things, judging from the feelings that transferred over to me from last night's anxiety session, wherever that was happening nearby my mom's residence, which seemed to be out in the parking lot and nearby the visual group meeting in the community room. It just seemed to be that entire area, the energy was just bad.